Hey folks, good day to you. VM Explorer here. Welcome to another session on some quick NAS topics. In this particular session, we're going to cover a USB server installed on the LOCKERSTOR 10. So, all good stories start with a picture. And let's take a look at kind of the scenario of what's going on. So today in the home lab, I was setting up some switches, and I had this one particular switch that I could no longer access. I was trying to get to it, and no matter how I tried through IP connectivity, which is this red line here, right into an Ethernet switch, I had a PC over here that it just could not get IP connectivity, this being a Windows 10, but I could get to my NAS. And that's when I kind of thought, well, what if I could plug a serial cable or a console cable between the NAS and plug it into the switch, and then I could use the NAS to kind of access it. Maybe I could do like SSH or something like that. And that's when I found a program on the NAS called VirutalHere. And when you install that, it creates a USB server. Then you install the VirutalHere client on your Windows PC. And what it does is it makes a connection through your Ethernet switch into this server, which it allows you to connect to the different USB devices. They could be console cables or SD cards, all types of things. And then you can share them out to your local PC, and that's exactly what I did. I made a connection through this particular NAS through a console cable, got into this switch, was able to reboot the switch, and then voila, the web interface came back up and I was able to fix the problem. So in this case, it helped me fix a problem, right? So let's take a look at kind of what that looks like a little bit. So this is the switch I was trying to get to, this 74.248. And as you can see, it's working now, but this was the endpoint or the target I was trying to get to. Here's the cable I was using, which is just a simple NULL modem cable, USB on one side and DB9 on the other. Of course, you connect the USB side into the LOCKERSTOR 10 and DB9 into the MikroTik switch. Once that's established, then I went into the LOCKERSTOR 10 into App Central. Okay, and the way I found this was I just simply typed in serial, and there it was, VirutalHere. I did a little bit of research on it, checked it out real quick, and clicked on install. It took it a minute or so to kind of get the product installed, or even less. Once it was done, it's ready to go. There's no more configuration I need to do at this point except for plug in the console cable between the two devices, which I've already done. From there, I went to the VirutalHere store and downloaded the client for Windows. It looks like they've got Mac and Linux and a few others, right? So you download your client, get your client installed and up and running, and that looks like this. Okay, so when the client's up and running, it's going to discover on the network. It's going to look for all different types of USB servers that it has available to it. In this case, it found my ASUS Store Hub, right? And it found that cable that's plugged in. Okay, now if you notice, the only COM port I have right now underneath this PC is COM1. But what I want is this particular COM. So all I have to do is say use this device. Okay, it'll come up in place, and what you'll see is COM3 just populated right there. So now I can go over to putty and type in COM3 and set up the speed rate. Oop. And say open. And when I do, I'll get a connection into the MikroTik switch. From here, I can reboot the switch or do a few other things in it. But folks, it's just that easy. Simple client, simple application on the LOCKERSTOR 10 for the server. Make your quick connection, do what you need to do, and then you can stop using it if you want. But that's the tip for today. I do hope this helps you solve a problem. And if you found a different way of doing this, perhaps post up a comment. Would love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Have a great day, everyone.